Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam outside Old Trafford. I feel so frustrated, so exasperated, so annoyed. I just can't quite put my finger on what the hell is going wrong with Manchester United at the moment. All right, Brighton are a very good team. You're not surprised when Brighton put in a good performance, especially against some of the big boys. The way they keep the ball, absolutely fantastic. You know, whenever they sell players, players are injured, whatever, Brighton are going to turn up. De Zerbi's a fantastic coach. He gets his team playing great football. But today, it was like Brighton were the home team. Today, Manchester United were abysmal. And today, the rest of the Manchester United squad, those players that were involved, were left embarrassed by a young kid that came on, scored a cracking goal in one of his first Premier League games ever, and a player that we took on loan from Spurs and probably shouldn't even be at the club, is here on an emergency loan basis, have absolutely embarrassed the rest of the dressing room because that performance was not good enough. Now, look, I think we started the game really well those first 20 minutes. We looked like we were on the front foot. We were winning the ball back. We were creating things. We were getting forward. And it looked like if anybody was going to score, that was going to be Manchester United. But then it all fell away. Brighton get on the ball. And I thought they made a few changes. They tweaked things a little bit in that midfield. Dahoud and Gross, I thought, were absolutely fantastic for them and really took control of the game. And Manchester United failed to catch up with them. Then they had a passage of play where it was just so easy. There were a few moments in time where you think the Manchester United players could be better in their press, could be better in their harrying, could be better in their tackling. But it felt like we were in a training game. You know, players just getting to their opponent and then just slowing down as they got there, not quite going in for the tackle, not quite going in to put any pressure on their opponent. And Brighton, a few passes, they're in our half, a cutback, Danny Welbeck, 1-0. You could have written it. It was typical. It was bound to happen. And from there, I never quite felt Manchester United would get back into the game. Yes, we picked it up a little bit just before half-time. We had that goal disallowed. I've seen two images of that ball. One of them, it looks like it's clearly over the line. One of them, it looks like it's clearly in. I don't know. And if you can't categorically say, you can't rule that goal out. It was fantastic bit of play by Marcus Rashford, gets to the byline, cuts it back for Rasmus Højlund, who thought he had his first Old Trafford goal. That was disallowed. Yet still, Manchester United had a full half in the second half to make things right. And we came out and we performed lacklusterly. All right, we had about 5 or 10 minutes and there was a few moments. One of them for Rashford again. He gets down that left-hand side. The left-hand side, our left-hand side. He beats his man and then you're crying out for him to shoot. And he tries to go to the byline again and cut it back. And then there was a second one where he shoots it into the side netting when the best option was to pass. And you're thinking, come on, we're getting into these positions and we're not making them pay and we're not making them count. And lo and behold, Brighton go up the other end. They get a cut back across the box and they score. And they score. And it was really easy for Brighton today. Really easy. You know, it went 2-0, 3-0. Manchester United were growing hopeless. And the substitutions that we made, I don't think helped. Like, we brought off Casemiro and we brought off Højlund. Now, I think the reason behind that is Casemiro has obviously been in South America during the international break. Højlund can't play 90 minutes yet, you know, apart from that substitutes appearance against Arsenal. He hasn't had much football for Manchester United. So, obviously, I can see why they've come off. But how Christian Eriksen stayed on the pitch, how Scott McTominay stayed on the pitch, how many of those other players stayed on the pitch. Obviously, we can't make 11 subs, but they were so poor today. From the back, Andre Onana, I don't think he particularly did too much wrong in terms of his keeping. A few of his passes could have been better, but, you know, not much to work with in front of him. And then you look at, you know, the centre-backs. I don't think Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez were particularly to blame. Delone never had his best games. I thought Reguilon tried really hard, did a lot of things, looked good in the first 20 minutes down that side with Marcus Rashford, down the left-hand side. And then, obviously, I thought he finished the game quite well. He kept fighting, he kept pushing, he kept trying to make things happen. Even if there was a few times where maybe he had defensive lapses or there was a little bit of quality there missing, I thought Sergio Reguilon put in a good effort. Casemiro, so poor today, giving the ball away constantly. But one thing he was doing was showing for the ball, trying to get on the ball, trying to make things happen. Guess who wasn't doing that? Scott McTominay. How he's still here, how he's starting games, I do not know. Why we didn't take that £30 million from West Ham in the summer is beyond me. He's not good enough for Manchester United. And today, he kind of does this thing where it seems like he's there, but he's not quite there. He was next to Hoyland at points in the game. And then when he is, like when you are in the midfield areas, so passive. Press, tackle, do something, hurt someone. I don't know, just do something that isn't just being so. You may as well have a traffic cone in there. You may as well have one of the mannequins from training in there. Same with Christian Eriksen. All right, he shows for the ball and he tries to get on it and he tries to make some passes happen. But Christian Eriksen today as well, a mannequin. All right, he's very slow. You can't expect him to press really, but so poor, man. In our midfield today, Casemiro, Eriksen, McTominay, just poor. And Bruno Fernandes, look, all right, there was moments where he'd give the ball away or quality wasn't there, but you can't fault his effort. You can't fault his determination. He covers every single blade of grass, and he ended this game at centre-back. And you know what? He was dropping in at number 6 when Casemiro went off. You know why? Because the other lot won't show for the ball. It makes no sense. And Bruno Fernandes gets criticised a lot. But the one thing he does is he wants the ball every single time. He's not scared to make a mistake. And we got so many players out there playing scared. I say it again. If Scott McTominay is ahead of Hannibal in the pecking order, I do not know what's going on. He's not good enough for Man United. And I don't want to make this a Scott McTominay show because everyone was crap today. Like I said, Casemiro, Eriksen, poor. You know, Bruno Fernandes, all right, his endeavour and his commitment there, poor. Rashford, poor. I don't think Hoyland had his best game, poor. Like, there was a lot of poor players out there today. But for me, it all starts in that midfield. And Brighton had the run of the show. First 20 minutes, fine from Manchester United. But after that, it was Brighton's game. And it was far too easy for Brighton. And now we've lost 3 out of 5 games. All right, 2 of them difficult away games against Spurs and Arsenal. But today, against Brighton at home, all right, a difficult team. But when you've already lost those games, you have to go out there, put a marker down. Now we've got 6 points out of 15. We're falling behind all those teams that we'd be expecting to fight for the top 4 spots with. Not a good start to the season. We got to go away to Bayern Munich, away to Burnley. Burnley will probably turn into Bayern Munich. Not that they have to, because obviously Manchester United are playing so poor at this moment in time. But yeah, man, I'm absolutely just restart the whole season again. I'm so disappointed. I'm so gutted at this performance from Manchester United. Spineless performance today. Brighton will never have an easier time coming to Manchester United. They beat us on 4 occasions in the Premier League. The last 4 occasions, we got that win against them in the Cup on penalties. They've got a little bit of something about us and they beat us all the time, but that was shocking performance. And the manager has to take some responsibility because how McTominay stayed on that pitch, how Eriksen stayed on that pitch for so long. You could see the game turning in the first half, failed to address it, failed to make those changes. There was a little bit of hope from Hannibal Mabry. Of course there was. What a goal from Hannibal. You know, absolutely fantastic stuff. He came in there, fought his socks off, worked hard. And someone like Scott McTominay should be looking at him and going, how am I not showing the willingness to play for Manchester United like he is? Like he wanted it. He wanted it. So disappointing, man. Gutted. Just end the season now. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm sure you will. I'm AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.